Hi, I'm Greg Scott, and I want to show you a quick demo of a system called Red Hat Insights. And, well, let's just get right to it here. We'll go to our full screen and well, no more messing around. Don't worry about the mirror behind a mirror behind a mirror. Let's minimize that. So there's two URLs in the whole world. There's only two URLs to memorize. The first is console.redhat.com, and that's where we find the Insights console and what I'm going to show you. And the other is access.redhat.com/security. Burn those two URLs into your brain. That's why I put them on here with a big font. The security one, access.redhat.com/security, shows you a bunch of stuff about Red Hat security. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's take a look at console.redhat.com, and I'm going to go right here to I am right here to the hybrid console. I'm going to come down here to Red Hat Insights, and I'm going to manage Red Hat Enterprise Linux. That's where we're going to go first. And the first thing I want to look at is this thing called Operations, and I'm going to look at Advisor. And I want some recommendations. So let's look at all the systems. Red Hat is its own customer, and I've logged into this as a Red Hat employee. And there's one system I care about, and its name is Storage 2015. Storage 2015. That one is an HPE server in my basement. It's a physical hardware box. So let's open up the details about that box, and it's got 6 recommendations. Six recommendations for me to make it better. One of these is about an NFS server issue. Let's see what the deal, and that's for sure. That system is an NFS server. It serves up a bunch of NFS shares to pretty much everything in my house. So let's see what this NFS security setting is. Let's take a look at that. Let's take the issue that it found is there's the no root squash is set in /etc exports, and sure enough it is. I remember setting it. Here's what it looks like. Those are the NFS shares I'm exporting, and what they're telling me is that to mitigate this potential issue, get rid of no root squash, and then you won't have that vulnerability. And so, and why is that vulnerability important? There's some text in here that says, if I use no root squash, remote users might change any file on that shared system, and then they can introduce Trojans and things like that. Now, in my case, I choose to leave that in because I am the remote user, and that system is not exposed to the internet at all. It's exposed to other systems in my basement that I control. So in this case, I choose not to remediate that potential issue. If you're doing these kinds of things in public, this remediation can be a huge help. Let me show you something else here. Let's go to security, and let's go to inventory. Sorry, let's go to inventory, and let's go to systems. Now here's all the systems in Red Hat's inventory that have registered with Red Hat Insights. Registering with Red Hat Insights, I put a system together. I register it with Insights, and then it reports telemetry periodically. Insights keeps track of all that telemetry and matches it with databases of potential configuration issues and vulnerabilities and CVEs and things like that. So here's all the systems inside Red Hat, and here's when they were last seen and a quick summary, what operating system and what tags. Let's look for my system, Storage 2015. And let's just see what CVEs my system is vulnerable to. So let's pick that system, and there's some details about it, and when it was active and when it last reported. And let's look at the vulnerabilities it might be subject to. And there they are. There's a few CVEs. Now it's running Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9.3, and here's some moderates and lows and important CVEs. And we'll pick one of these at random. I want to see what Advisor does though. And this is the Advisor I showed you just a little while ago. So here's the system, here's the Advisor, here's the vulnerabilities it's subject to. And let's pick a CVE at random. And we're going to pick this one, I guess. I just picked it at random. And its base score is 7.1, so that would be, moderate. And let's just take a look at it. And that CVE is found on, wait for it, It's found on these 1,983 systems are subject to that CVE. What's the deal with that CVE? CVE 2023-6610. Let's copy that, and let's go over here to our access.redhat.com/security. Everything you want to find out about security, this is where we find it. Let's go to the CVE database, and let's search for that CVE. Boom, and let's go, and let's see what the deal is. What's that CVE? An out-of-bounds read vulnerability was found and it could allow a local attacker. Okay, that looks decent. Well, what else can we find out? What details can we find out about that CVE? At 7.1, here's a more advanced write-up of it. Here's the Bugzilla where the triage team looked at it, and here's some more write-ups about it, some frequently asked questions, and here's some more references to it externally in the NIS database and the NVD database and the MITRE database and kernel.org bugs. And then here's a list of packages from Red Hat's point of view that CVE affects, and the errata where they were fixed, and other write-ups, other write-ups. So that's that's drilling down about that CVE. Let's go back here. Oh, not to the customer portal. Let's go back to where we were. Let's go back here. I want to show you one other thing. We looked at systems and we looked at vulnerabilities. And one other quickie I'm going to show you is malware. And this is coming. This is a system that's coming. Red Hat is building a database of virus signatures. And then here's some of the signatures. And then there's a test system in here right now. This malware.dat, that's a test system that has some purposely introduced virus signatures, so we can see that. That's coming. Let me show you one other thing here on the hybrid cloud console. Let's go down here let's look at OpenShift. So OpenShift is developing. RHEL has the most extensive library. OpenShift is coming. Let's look at the OpenShift. Let's look at OpenShift clusters, and here's clusters that are inside Red Hat, and there's 4,820 clusters. Let's look at the vulnerability dashboard, and similarly to what I showed you with Red Hat Enterprise Linux, here's a list of CVEs, and there's a CVE, it's a moderate, and 185 clusters are exposed to that CVE. And so we can drill down to a cluster, and we can see which clusters. I can have a CVE and how many clusters. I can have a cluster. Let's pick one at random, and how many CVEs. So I can do both ways. I want to show you one other thing. Back here to the security dashboard. I want to go back to the right here. I want to go back here to the main URL, and I want to look at the CVE database. I want to just show you something quick. Notice the dates here. CVEs come in fast and furious. The triage team, the rate is growing fast. So look at here's some CVEs from April 25th. Right here, April 25th, 2024. Look at that. And then here's some starting in April 24. Let's show 100 CVEs on a page. So there's April 25th. Here's April 24th. 3 on the 24th. Here's a few on the 23rd. Look at that. A few on April 23rd. A few more, and then some on April 22nd. You can see how multiple CVEs, multiple vulnerability reports come in every single day. And so a lot of times, top managers want to see scans that show 0 vulnerabilities, and otherwise they get really upset. I'm here to tell you that ain't never going to happen. You're never going to see a scan with 0 vulnerabilities because the vulnerabilities just come in too fast. Bad guys spend all day probing good guys, and they spend an army of bad guys spends all day probing good guys, and they spend all night collaborating with each other to make tomorrow's probes better. There's lots of probes, lots of research, lots of vulnerabilities that get reported every single day, and that rate is only going to increase. And so we need a method to deal with these vulnerabilities on a real-time basis. Now, a lot of places do vulnerability reports, so they'll pay somebody to come in and do a vulnerability scan, which is good, But by the time your scan is finished, it's already, by the time your scan is finished and you build a spreadsheet and you send the spreadsheet across to everybody and do the reports, they're already obsolete. The advantage of Insights is we're looking at this stuff in real time. We're looking at it right now online as these systems report their telemetry, and it's free. Insights doesn't cost an extra penny. It comes with your support subscriptions. So I'll give you so that's my plug to do Red Hat Insights. Let's go back here. Right back here. Okay, thanks for putting up with me, and I'm going to stop recording now.